Can you have just as much fun in a bone stock Toyota Tacoma as you can a fully built Jeep Wrangler? Well, my two sons, Jordan, Devyn, and I are going to find out as we head for the mountains to do some exploring on the trails, search for an old abandoned gold mine, enjoy some great bonding time around the campfire, and cook up some chow, and well, let's just say there's room for improvement here. But things don't go as planned thanks to the weather, and we took a major detour that took us many, many miles from our original destination in a completely different terrain. Come along for the ride as we adventure into a strange, remote place we've never been before. And finally, does my Jeep Wrangler have all the tire clearance it needs now? Stay tuned.
It's raining.
The right tire. We are up here in Big Bear, California. My son Devyn and Jordan and I are gonna go brave the cold and a little bit of snow and some interesting trail conditions and just go have a good time. We just wanted to get away, and so we're gonna test our cold weather gear on this trip. Plus, this is kind of a shakedown run for the JK. It's the first time I've had it out on a real trail since I've done a lot of work to it. So we're gonna go explore. There's actually a mine out here that I wanna go check out. So we're just gonna go have a great time, take you with us, go find a place to camp. Just enjoy being out here. Hopefully, stay warm. This is not a bad way to start off an adventure in the mountains. Got my two sons with me. There's a little snow on the ground, the fresh, clean pine-scented air, and no dust on the trail today. Although, when this trip is done, I'll be breaking out the power washer to get all this mud off. But it will have been worth it. We begin our adventure on the west side of Holcomb Valley Trail, which is an easy trail that runs 28 miles along the north side of Big Bear Lake in California. There are countless popular trails that intersect with Holcomb Valley, like Gold Mountain Trail, John Bull, Dishpan Springs, and many more. But because we brought along a bone stock Tacoma, we'll be staying off some of those technical trails. There are many historical stops along this route, but our goal today is to explore an old gold mine I've known about for a while, but have never actually been inside. Additionally, there are lots of dispersed camping spots in this area, and I've got one in mind that should allow us a little bit of shelter from the elements. But the weather forecast has been changing, and it's currently expected to be below 20 degrees tonight. We've got plenty of warm clothes, but that might be a little rough. Well, it's good to be back out on the trail again. It's good to have Devyn here too.
Yeah, I really missed this, man.
So it's gonna be a little cold tonight. Jordan, how are you feeling about that?
I'm really not a fan of the cold, but I mean, I got some warm jackets for Christmas, so hopefully that's gonna help out a little bit.
Yeah, I think we're prepared. And we've got a couple new things going on. You've got a new mounted GMRS radio. How are you liking it so far?
Yeah, it's really nice not having to like have a handheld and, you know, something that's like permanently in here and won't forget, but picking up a lot of like extra traffic.
Yeah, that's a side effect of having a good radio that transmits and receives well as you start picking up some stuff, especially when you're at high elevation like this. But I think that radio is going to serve you well for a long time.
Yeah, I'm liking having it so far. Now we just need to figure out the whole mounting situations.
Yeah, we got to get your handheld sorted. Our first attempt failed, so we'll figure something else out.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
So the trail's dried out a little bit, but man, it was muddy in the beginning, and you took your mud flaps off and your rock rails. How you liking that?
Yeah, I mean, the truck just looks so much better without them that like it's worth getting a little bit of extra mud, but it's, you know, stock tires, so the fenders are still doing a pretty good job, but you know, no mud flaps.
Yeah, I think the truck looks so much better. It looks taller just by taking those things off. But you know, look, mud flaps, no mud flaps, fenders, very small fenders. Yeah, the side of my Jeep is destroyed already, and we're only a little ways in. It's bad.
Yeah, well, when you have bead locks with 39s, you know, that tends to happen.
Yeah, well, I'll be getting out the power washer when we get home.
2 miles. Arrive at front 3 and 14.
All right.
On the left.
Garmin's talking to me. I guess we need to keep on moving.
All right, sounds good.
it's been a while since we've been on an adventure, man, up here in the mountains.
It's been a long time since I've been back here.
Yeah, it's good to have you home. I mean, you know, I know you had to go up to Northern California and work on your master's degree, but man, it's gonna be good having you home and getting you out more, and all of us being out here together, exploring some great places like this.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. I mean, shoot, the moment we hit the dirt today, like, I just had a big smile on my face. I miss this.
It's so therapeutic, right? I mean, when you're living in the city, there's just something different about your mindset because there's so many noises and stuff. When you come out here, it's just
Peaceful.
Yeah.
I much rather would be in nature, in the peace and quiet, not all the hustle and bustle and the crowded city life.
Yeah.
It's just not for me.
Yeah, well, I'm excited, dude. We're gonna do a lot more of this over the next several years, hopefully.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm
Hopefully
hoping
you
for.
stay home for a little while,
Yeah.
and we'll get to do a lot more of this. I got a whole list of places I want to go explore that neither one of us have been, so it'll be fun.
I'm always down for new places, you know that. So.
Hi guys, it is so good to be back out on the trail in the JK. It just feels like home. And I mentioned this is a bit of a shakedown run, so we just did a ton of work to the Jeep, had a mechanic help me out and go over some things. And my intention is to see if we can get it a little bit flexy. I mean, we're not doing any crazy hardcore trails out here, which there are, but we're not doing them. But so far, just through some of these ruts and stuff, I haven't noticed any rubbing, but I want to really see if I can get it fully articulated and turn that steering wheel and just see how it feels. But I got to tell you, the drive up here, it felt so good. The steering feels so nice. It almost feels stock again. I mean, look, I'm running 39, so when we're going up the mountain pass, it's, you know, it's working hard, but got 538 gears, so it's not bad. But I am so happy with the way the JK sits right now. I'm excited to do a whole lot more adventures in it in the coming year. Now, there was one little challenge that I had on the way up here. When we were coming up through the mountain, we could hear kind of a grinding noise, like a metal on metal grinding. So we pulled over to the side of the road, and it was just the brake rotor shield was rubbing. And so I got a screwdriver out and just kind of bent that back. I'm not sure why all of a sudden that bent it. Something I'll be keeping an eye on. I haven't heard it since, but for some reason it was just rubbing up against the brake rotor. But otherwise, JK, he's running like a champ right now, and I'm so happy to be out here with my kids. Now I know someone right now is thinking, you don't need an overbuilt Jeep on a trail like this. My son's stock Tacoma is all you need. And my answer to you, Mr. Keyboard Warrior, is this. You're right. Truth is, we had no idea what the trail conditions were going to be, and I wanted to really do a good shakedown on the JK, so I opted to bring this big dog just in case. And you never know, we might find ourselves in a sticky situation later on in this adventure. So Devyn, Jordan said something just a minute ago that broke my heart. He said that he likes driving the Tacoma more than the Jeep. You've been behind the wheel of the Tacoma for a minute. What do you think?
I think it's more comfortable than the Jeep. I wouldn't say I enjoy driving it more because the JK is incredibly fun to drive, but like on a long trip, 6+ hours, I'd rather be in the Tacoma.
Ah, no way. No way, you guys are breaking my heart.
I mean, I love the JK and it has so much nostalgia, and now that the steering is way smoother, it's definitely a more enjoyable ride. It's specifically just the comfort of the Tacoma I think is better.
Yeah, JK, you're right. The JK has a lot of nostalgia, but I just love it. It's home. It's comfortable for me. So we just stopped here for lunch, and Jordan was kind enough to start making lunch, and dude, what happened?
Chipotle mayo was pressurized and it just splattered all in my eye.
Sorry, dude, it's funny. I don't mean to laugh.
No, it's really funny.
Thanks for making lunch.
Yeah. No problem.
That's what happens when you go up in altitude, I guess. Okay, so I think we are all settled for lunch, and Jordan's working on the sandwiches, and the Chipotle mayo situation has been rectified. Sorry about that, dude.
It's all good.
So, you went and did the grocery shopping.
I did.
I actually have no idea what we're having for dinner tonight or breakfast. What's the plan?
So for dinner tonight, we're gonna have some like grilled chicken tacos.
Oh, okay.
Kind of how like Marco made crispy chicken tacos
Okay.
when we went to Baja.
All right. Not a bad person to emulate.
No, it's probably the best overland cook that I've ever seen. No offense.
You're not offending me, dude. You're cooking tonight, not me.
Yeah, and then tomorrow morning we're having chorizo breakfast sandwiches. It's supposed to be chorizo and egg, but I forgot to grab the eggs out of the fridge this morning, so.
Oh, good, dude. Well, thanks for setting up the menu. I appreciate it. It was nice to have stopped for lunch for that little break. And you know, you've got to get out of the vehicle, and not only to take time to enjoy the place that you're at, but also the people you're with. Spending time with my boys is honestly more important than wheeling the trail for me. And thankfully, we didn't have to call an emergency life flight for Jordan's Chipotle incident. Now, we are just a few minutes away from the Metzger Mine, which is one that many folks, including myself, usually drive past and not give a second thought to. But there's just a short little hike down this little path, and it's something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and today we're gonna do it. Hey, Jordan, there's something we need to follow up on, because the last time we were out, we smelled something burning on the Tacoma.
Yep.
We never figured out what it was.
Nope, but I mean, ever since we left the Bradshaw Trail, I haven't smelt it since, so.
Well, whatever it is, maybe it's all good.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, let's go check out this mine.
Okay.
The Metzger Mine is about a quarter-mile hike down a trail that slightly climbs in elevation. Nothing arduous here, just watch your step in the snow. The opening to the mine is narrow, and here's where I add that disclaimer: always be cautious when entering an abandoned mine. Enter at your own risk. Now, we have no idea how far back this goes, but hopefully it's not blocked off after 5 feet, because we're feeling a little adventurous, so we want to explore this.
Yeah, there's guano.
Yeah? Oh, it splits off in here too, huh?
Well, this is closed, but you can see right there.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. Let me go down this side, see where this goes.
Just keep an eye on it.
Here, I'll let you go ahead.
This is a gold one.
Yeah. Gold, copper, silver. This goes back much further than I thought. I thought this was just going to be some little dinky mine, you know, because most of the time they close off the good ones.
What are the chances they were like a foot off of like $100,000 worth of gold that we can get?
Yeah, right. They're just chasing little veins in the rocks is what they end up doing. And I guess there's a point where even if you find it, it just becomes like not efficient to keep going.
This is it.
Is this the end? closed off. You can see there was an opening because there's some...
The folks that worked this mine must have been 4.5 feet tall, because if they were any taller, I have no idea how they were able to swing a pickaxe trying to chip away at the rocks looking for gold. I will say, inside the cave, the temperature was notably warmer and there was no wind in there, which was really nice. Both the cold temperature and the wind that was beginning to form were both heavy on our minds as we were pondering camping up here nearby for the night. So it's a bit after 1 o'clock, and the place I am having us camp tonight is just a short drive down the trail. But did I mention it seems to be getting colder outside, and the wind has picked up for sure. And, well, we're not exactly sure we're ready to start hanging out at camp in the cold for several hours. Discussions are ongoing at the moment.
So the mine was super cool. Agree, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is camp spot that I had marked for the night. It's a great spot. We've got a little protection from the wind. Nice and flat area. You could fit a bunch of vehicles in here, but it's only like 140. And, well, I think the adventure spirit has us all wanting to go see some more. And so the question is, where to next? And we're talking about maybe going somewhere a little warmer, where we might be able to go down in the desert. But we'll see. We're gonna sit down and come up with a plan B. So that's how it's gonna go.
I'm using Gaia GPS on my phone that has waypoints and tracks that I've recorded over the years, but the new larger unit is my Garmin Tread, which I'm using for the very first time. So far I like it, but it will take me some time to transfer all my data over onto it. And for the moment, they are both complementing each other as I figure out what our next move is.
All right, after taking a look at the maps and our options and what the natives want, we're going to head for lower elevation and actually see if we can make it to the desert before the sun sets. So that's the plan.
A small part of me wanted to tough it out in the cold and really test ourselves and our cold weather camping equipment. But it's more important that instead of suffering together with my sons, that we are enjoying our time out here. So we made our way down the mountain, aired up all 8 tires with 1 compressor. Yep, that's right, we still need to get Jordan his own compressor. And then we hit the road. By this time it was around 2:30 and sunset is just before 5 o'clock here in the winter, so I'm not optimistic we're going to get to camp before dark. But the good news, by the time we finally hit the dirt, the temperature had climbed to 64 degrees and there was 0 wind. It was beautiful outside. We were going to end up having a nice night at camp.
And nobody's here. Oh, no, somebody's here. Well, almost had the place all to ourselves. Come on in, we'll turn around.
Okay, well, plan C is now in effect. We're going to do a little bit of backtracking, but we eventually found a really nice camping spot, one that I had never been to before.
All right, everyone. Well, after a massive change of plans, we have made it to the desert. It took us a couple hours to get here, but it is much, much warmer. It's not raining. There's a very light breeze, so no big wind, and I think it was worth coming down here. So we're going to get set up and have some dinner and just relax and enjoy the rest of the evening.
We really did find a nice open spot that would accommodate the tents and the vehicles. Plus, there was some canyon walls that we could see silhouettes of that were protecting us. In the morning, you just wait. This place is gorgeous. Now, Jordan and Devyn teamed up to make the chicken tacos. And, well, there were a couple things missing that would have made these excellent tacos. But it was a great effort and a hot meal to end the day.
Well, Jordan, Devyn, you made tacos. It's food.
I can eat it.
Yeah, it's edible. It's okay. Thanks, dude, for making dinner.
Yeah,
Appreciate it. That's all that really matters. This is a good hot meal, and I appreciate it. But I think we need to work on your taco skills a little.
I think we need to work on our food prep skills.
Yeah, like oil, butter,
Seasoning.
seasonings. Yeah.
I've also never cooked chicken before, so this was a learning experience.
Well, there you go.
Never cooked chicken?
Nope.
Without a doubt, this was a day the three of us will never forget, and making memories while you're having an adventure is what it's all about.
got breakfast duty?
I guess so.
What's on the menu?
Well, Jordan got English muffins, chorizo, and some shredded cheese. So
I think we were supposed to have eggs as well.
we're supposed to have eggs. Someone forgot them. I won't name names.
It's all right. He did good. He did good coming up with the menu.
He
so
did.
It's all right.
He did.
So let's talk about last night. You guys initially set up the tent.
Yeah.
Without the rain fly.
And then you were like, maybe you should put on the rain fly. It's supposed to rain. And we're like, okay. And then it ended up raining for like 2 hours.
2 hours last night.
So
yeah, it was
it's
a lot.
Good call.
Yeah.
Jordan didn't even wake up for it. So.
Yeah. But what a good spot. I mean, we are in this little cove, and then we walked up to the top this morning, surrounded by just that wide open desert with the mountains off in the distance.
Yep.
What a beautiful spot.
Yeah, no, it was really nice protection from the wind. And then when we got up top, just the views.
Yeah. Amazing. So, all right. Chorizo and cheese sandwiches. I can't wait. What's the verdict?
Yeah. It's not bad.
It'd have been better with maybe some eggs.
Better with eggs, maybe some butter.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a decent breakfast sandwich.
All right. Well, dude, thanks for doing the shopping, and Devin, thanks for doing the cooking.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But definitely toasted with some butter.
Mm-hmm.
Nice egg on there with the yolk oozing out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Camp is all packed up and we're gonna hit the trail. And while this is a plan B, I had to come up with some different options on what we were gonna do today. So we're gonna go actually hit the base of what's called Fonts Point. We've always been to the top, but we saw that from this spot, there's a trail that kind of creeps up through the valley underneath. So we're gonna go check that out. Then there's a mine that I wanna go see if we can get to. And then we're still going to go flex out the JK and see if I've got any rubbing, because really that's one thing that I want to make sure I check on this trip, and I'm not sure if we're going to clear. So now that we've laid down many miles off-road and on-road in the Jeep Wrangler and the Toyota Tacoma, there's this ongoing debate between my sons and I about which one does it better. And to be honest, I'm all about the Wrangler, and my sons seem to be all about the Tacoma. I think on an adventure like this, either one fits the bill just right because it was a nice, easy trail. We start getting a little more technical, a little more crazy, the JK is going to be the one to have. However, on a long road trip, I hate to say it, but I think my boys might be a little bit more comfortable. I think this debate is going to live on. For years, I've always wanted to know what's down here, because just up there is Fonts Point, which is this beautiful overlook of the desert, but you can see this kind of desolate area where there's all these canyons, and I've always wanted to know how to get down here. And well, Rainbow Wash is the trail that gets you up in here, and it is beautiful. It is absolutely worth it. It's like being on a different planet. I mean, there's almost no plant life out here. This was absolutely worth it. Okay, we're gonna head up to the Calcite mine, so we're going to put in a few miles, go check out that mine, which I've never been to before, and then we're gonna go flex out the JK. All right, it's just about noon. We've been on the trail for several hours and we decided to pull over here for lunch and we found a very interesting spot. This is the 17 Palms Oasis. Now, there has not been a lot of plant life on the section of trail we've been. It's been pretty barren and desolate. It's pretty unique that these 17 palm trees are growing out here. Apparently there's a little spring over here. All right, we've just arrived to the trailhead of the Calcite Mine Trail, and this is a trail that I've driven past for years, and I've always said I'm gonna come up here, and well, today the opportunity has presented itself, and we're gonna go climb up there and see what's up there. It's not very far, but we're gonna go check it out so I can at least check this off of my list of trails to do. Well, we made it to the top and it is beautiful up here. Now, there's a bunch of hiking trails out here. We actually saw some folks hiking, but I'm not really sure where the mine is. And well, we want to go flex this out and start working our way home. So we're not going to get too adventurous in looking for that specific mine, but just coming up here for that was absolutely worth it. All right, let's go flex this bad boy out. All right, we've arrived at Truckhaven, which is an awesome 4x4 training area where you can bring your vehicle out here and really kind of test its limits. There's from easy to wild out here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the JK, put it on this rock here and really get it flexy, and we're gonna see if it runs.
Well, I've got some good news and some bad news. The good news is this is the highest up this ramp I have ever taken the JK, and I am extremely happy with the amount of flex I now have. However, I'm still just kissing the fender, and at full turn, the tires are still just barely touching the frame. Honestly, the rubbing is minimal in both of these areas. However, I want perfection. So I think a few more tweaks to the suspension are in order. But the JK is almost dialed in and ready for some serious rock crawling duty.
Guys, we have had an awesome time. We were up in the snow, up in the mountains, came down here in the desert, just had a blast being out here with my sons, doing some exploring, having a little adventure, and doing some of that. That's all right. Hope you've enjoyed hanging out with us. Visit us over at TrailRecon.com. Until next time, we'll see you in the next video.